I always talk about this because I think it's very important, but this topic was about who are you surrounding yourself with? And I think one of the slides was talking about, let me see if I can find it, like the power of influence. Because if we're talking about like you're making these connections about like, a nurturing companion, like again, surrounding yourself with people who have that capacity and are capable of showing up in that way. And like how this said, like affirming you when you need that. So I just want to read the slide where it says like the power of influence. The people around you shape your thoughts, actions, and success. Choose those who inspire and elevate you, as their mindset and energy can be contagious. I don't know if you ever heard this. I'm pretty sure you have. I feel like in the Haitian community or Caribbean communities, like this is a very well known thing, but it's a saying that pretty much just says like, "Show me who your friends are, and I'll show you who you are." Um, and there's something to be said about like, yeah, like when you are around a group of people, like there are just certain things that you take on for your own self, certain identities, I guess, that you'll take on for your own self. So it's important, like, and I say it's good to kind of audit your friendships so you kind of know like just where you are like in current day with these relationships. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
And that's why we're talking about this too, right? These the social connections. And granted, we only just kind of expanded a little bit on intimate, right? And then there's the relational, and then there's the collective. But it does, but it goes back to our point of why we're talking about this. We can endure more when we are in community.
Yes, absolutely.
Because when you got vulnerable last time, right, you pretty much kind of proved that statement to be true. You could go through what you were going through. I wouldn't say easier, but it just gave you like that extra endurance, that extra little pep in your step, that extra little motivation to just, yes, let's get out of bed and let's hit it. Let's hit it. Let's do this again, because you had the backing of your collective relationship actually.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Let's talk about how BTM is the collective relationship
Hmm.
here, right?
Should I read that definition of what the
Go ahead.
collectives? All right, cool.
You look like you
So
got
the
excited. So
I did.
I was like, let me not take this away from him. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Give me my moment. Okay.
Dang, Joab.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I got hype. Okay, but the collective social connectedness is the perceived presence of a meaningful connection with a group of people. Such groups can include teams, volunteer groups, schools, and organizations, for instance. Interacting with a network of community of people through common interests or a shared sense of purpose, whether through occasional interactions at work, in a neighborhood, place of worship, or online, contributes to our collective identity, making us feel part of something larger than ourselves. And I think that last part is important because, again, I think we talk about this all the time with different perspectives. But when you have, or when you're in this group of a collective community, you, and I think you even said this, we're getting other perspectives. And if anything, that
Yeah.
just makes you a more well rounded person at the end of the day.
Let's talk about how you do grow as a person when you allow different perspectives to be in your sphere. It doesn't mean that you
Absolutely.
have to take on those different perspectives and you have to follow through. But when you allow an opposition or a sidestep or a parallel view and whatnot to just be in your sphere, it first of all just helps expand your noggin there. It helps you to just really learn something new, to put it so
Hmm.
simply, to be able to look at something from a different point of view, hence why allowing different perspectives to be in your sphere. And that is such a growing act. Like that's called growth. That doesn't mean you have to agree with all different perspectives. And this is the problem that I'm seeing nowadays. And again, not trying to get political or anything like that, but that no, then there's no but. Period. Let me insert the period there.
Right.
And I can say that this has been our problem in our human history. A constant problem in our human history. The struggle with being able to hold the space for different perspectives, for different points of views. Well, then how do you get to a conclusion and how you get to what is right and what is wrong? We love to get caught up in what is right and what is wrong. On the outward stuff, right? The things that doesn't affect us directly, right? When we have an opinion on something, like, and it's not our actions, right? Someone else's actions, we want to get caught up on the right or wrong. But when it comes to us, all of a sudden we're like, well, you need to remember that I was here and I was there. Yes, I can hold that space for you. I can hold the space for for your point of view on why you acted in a certain way. I can hold the space for another person's point of view and such. And it doesn't mean that I have to agree with it, because I could just say, but that's not something I would do.
Hmm.
And how can we get to at least a conclusion here, or what can we do better? We don't do that. That's a
No.
struggle for us in our human history.